friends. This is your Curious Curator, Brian York, here at the Strategic Air Command and Aerospace Museum. I'm here with an old friend of ours, the C-47, the Douglas C-47. What a wonderful aircraft, known as the Skytrain. Unless you're from Great Britain, then you call it the Dakota, and if you're from Australia, you call it the Biscuit Bomber. This aircraft, the design goes all the way back to the 1930s. Douglas Aircraft designed a commercial airliner for TWA to carry about 21 passengers. It was known as the DC-3 and went into production in 1935. Now, in 1942 is when the military version started to get adopted and put into service. The U.S. Army Air Forces used it in all theaters of war. They used it in Europe, obviously with paratrooper bombing and troop transport and cargo. They used it in the Africa CBI theater and even in the Pacific to meet all of their needs. All right, first of all, let's talk about how this aircraft is painted. As you notice up on the forward section, there's a big M2. What that stands for is that's the squadron designation. Ours is historically done for the 88th Paratrooper Squadron, which is part of the 9th Air Force. Now, following back here, you see the nice black and white stripes. These are the invasion stripes that they painted on the aircraft to help identify those from any other aircraft during D-Day. Now, normally they don't look this nice and neat. Our restoration team does a great job with that. A lot of times when they're painting these, they were using mops. Now, over here, up on the tail, you see the big O. What that's for is that's a designation for radio communications when aircraft are on a mission trying to talk to each other. Instead of using any names, they just use the tail designation. Below that is the tail number. That's basically the serial number for the aircraft, and so they can identify specific aircraft on that. And they take the first number, the 4, they drop that off, and that gives you that tail number right there. All right, now we've talked a little bit about the aircraft on the outside. On the inside, ours is set up as a paratrooper aircraft for airborne troops. Now, as I mentioned, it can be used for medical, transport, cargo, a lot of different things, but everyone seems to know it for paratroopers. Now, they typically are set up for anywhere from 18 to 24 troopers to jump out of. And what they go through is pretty detailed and very, very well trained. They start off by standing up and checking each other's packs in the front, and then they're told to hook up, or they've got to hook up to the cable. That's their static line that's going to pull their parachute out. So you want to make sure you get that hooked up, and then they inspect their packs on the back side to make sure they're all packed up and everything's tight and safe. Then when the green light goes on and they're told to go out, it's not a big leap, it's just a step out and fall, and then you trust that static line to pull your chute out as you go down to accomplish your mission. Right, now after World War II, the C-47 proved to be very valuable. They used it throughout the Korean War for largely a lot of the same uses it had in World War II. Into Vietnam, the C-47 was used for a variety of other things. It was used for PSYOP programs where they drop leaflets out, project sound out to it to the ground folks. They also used it as an AC-47 gunship where they would place guns into one side and they could either fire electronically or manually for that. Now, our C-47 was built in 1943, delivered in 1944 to the U.S. Army Air Forces, and it served several places across the country and also in Alaska and Newfoundland until it was finally retired and dropped from service in 1969, where it was then delivered to Offutt Air Force Base to the SAC Museum. All right, thank you folks for coming out today. Really appreciate you tuning in and checking us out. Please go to our website, sacmuseum.org, and check out a lot of the other videos we have, education programs. And don't forget to check out our Curious Curator blog.